Welcome to Dishonored on second thought. And of course, I'm not alone in this one. Mr. Fluke, how are you?
Indeed, I'm good.
So, how much of Dishonored have you been playing then?
Not as much as I wanted to, because I was really excited about it when I saw the Gamescom at Eurogamer in London.
Would this be because of XCOM, perchance?
Partially.
Okay,
Partially.
well, let's push that one aside. But you said partially. What's the other reason?
Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in the game.
Ooh? Really?
Yeah, I really wanted to like it because it's essentially, you know, like a steampunky, slightly mystical, or somewhat mystical Deus Ex, basically.
Yeah.
I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched.
Well, my biggest issue is the stealth system. The stealth system is, at first I thought, very simple and very easy to manipulate. Yeah.
What a word.
But it's not, it just seems unpredictable. A lot of the time you can just jump out in the middle of the street in front of a guy and he hardly knows you're there. You know, he's get a little, what's that going on over there? Message thing over his head. You could, you know, mess about for a good 5 seconds and then hide again and you just go back to what he was doing. It's like, well, it's a bit easy, isn't it?
It's the thing we mentioned earlier in SDS. It's like you jump out and you're just like, have you heard about Jesus Christ?
Yeah, and then hide again. The guy's like, who's that? Who said that? And he's just, oh my. It just, I don't know, but it doesn't all, sometimes it'll see you, or hear you, I'm guessing, round the corner, but other times it doesn't seem to make any difference. I don't know, very erratic. Either very simplistic most of the time, very erratic a lot of the time. I don't know. I like a lot of the mechanics. Like that.
She just won't shut up, so it's like bam, right in the face. And then,
in the face.
unfortunately, the loyalist conspiracy is dissolved. But anyway, I skipped footage, so we're now doing a mission for Granny Rags just so we can show some off. But yeah,
the character. See, I was gonna say she's a good character. I like her. She's weird.
I must admit, I love the characters, I love the voice acting, I love the way they're played out, the characters, the story, everything in that way is fantastic. But regarding the stealth system, I feel, unfortunately, the flaw with it, at least what I think is going on, is it feels it's a very black and white system. It's very cut and dry, there's no shades of grey, there's no mixture, there's no change. There's not like, you know, I am slightly in cover, this therefore alerts them but doesn't do too much, or they can hear me but they can't see me, therefore they're
they'll take a lot
wandering
longer,
around and they're actually like actively searching me out. It's more a case of
you are either when they're on alert.
Yeah, you are either in stealth or you are not in stealth. There is no mix.
Yeah, no, yeah, I see what you mean, and yeah, I kind of agree with that. There's no, that feels about right. Because there's no like, oh, they heard something, so they'll stop and have a look around their location and see if they can spot you. They don't seem to look up and down very much, at all, ever. And that really weirded me out. There's this point where you've got to climb around on you can climb around on the top of the lights and the pipes and stuff, and you're literally like 3 feet above a guy. And he walks down to the other end of like a 20-foot corridor and turns around and he can't see you.
Yeah, he should be able to see you.
I'm here plain as day and he just can't see me and he walks towards me and he walks underneath me and never notice. And I'm basically stood there plain as day casting a shadow 20 feet long down the corridor and he can't see me.
So my issue in the clip at the moment is the fact that I was like, okay, I've been really stealthy so far. I've choked out a civilian, I choked out a guard.
Yeah.
Minor slip back, and it was like I'm gonna do this, like I'm gonna try and do this, you know, stealthy, and I was like, well, there's no way I can get rid of these guys, so bugger it, bam, right in the face, and his friend, and I was like, well, I realised there was a third, but there is the perfect example of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like I just blew his friend's head off.
He opened the door, no less, and
yeah.
he didn't think that might have come from the.
And he isn't that stealth. Like, I'm curious to see how it changes on difficulty levels, because the higher difficulty levels do change perception. I mean, I'm not playing this on easy. This is on one of the higher ones.
Yeah, I did as well, because I played Deus Ex to death. I played a lot of these kind of games. I was expecting some kind of
Yeah, I was
I'm not
expecting
going
it
to
to be
say
tricky.
challenge, but I was expecting it to be consistent and tricky, and to have to use, you know what I mean, not to be. I understand. You want to give players options, different ways of doing things, but
I was kind enough even to dispose of the bodies for
I
Granny.
was just thinking that's just very tidy of you. Just
It was like, I don't want Granny to, trip over one of them or stumble, break a hip. So it's just like, well, but then unfortunately I get dark. And that's something that grabbed me about this game. The game is kinda dark. I'm using the word kinda here, which is a bit of an understatement.
I was going to say
fair.
that might be candidate for understatement of the century. Some of the things you do to avoid killing people is rather.
Have you done the mines one?
No, I haven't done that one.
That's one of the ones that they showed off a lot in the build up to the game, which
Right.
is because you have the wonderful like morality system, but it's a good or bad system. In air quotes, I'm putting this in air quotes here. Essentially, it's a lethal or non-lethal style of doing it,
Right.
which changes the way it ends, of course. But the non-lethal option of I'm not going to kill you because I'm going to do the right thing, and the right thing is I'm going to get the boys to come around. They're going to cut out your tongues. They're going to then send you off to the mines that you own, and you'll never be heard of again. And you'll never be able to tell anyone that you are that person and get freed from the mine because, well, you had your tongue cut out.
That's rather grim.
And that's the option of I'm not going to kill you.
That's the positive way of doing
Whoops.
it.
Nearly killing Granny there by accident. Can you work out what I'm trying to do?
Try and put the head on the shelf, I'm guessing.
Yes. I am.
That's
That's always my style of
Gonna
thing.
get.
Like the Deus Ex one where I managed to get the guy stuck in the basketball hoop. Yeah, slam dunk. There you go. Granny now has a little memento. But I love the characters. And I love the story, as I said. And I love the world. And I love everything that's going on. But it irritates me in one regard that Corvo... I crapped myself when that happened the first time. It irritates me that Corvo doesn't talk.
He hasn't got a voice.
I don't know what it is with the whole when people are talking to you, you become a deaf mute. I don't get it.
It's people they do it to try and let the player come up with how that person should sound in their own head.
Yeah.
I guess, so you kind of fill in the blanks, but.
It's an old mechanic now. It's aged. It's redundant. It's done with. Just give them a goddamn voice and do it just like Mass Effect. One of the best systems that does it.
Allow them to choose a different voice. Give them a range of different sound banks to choose from.
Yeah, and then just have them say their thing because that would be so much better.
That's expensive. You've got to get a number of different voice actors in to record the same line.
I'm sorry. If they can afford. Right? If they can afford Susan Sarandon and April Stewart and Michael Madsen and Carrie Fisher, then they can afford someone else to play the voice of Corvo for everything. But even then, it's just irritating. I know it costs more to,
not
get someone to come in
not
and
a vast amount, like you say, considering
lines.
the profits. It's the profit-driven nature of the majority of the games industry now.
I don't think that's profit-driven. I honestly don't. I think
it's expense. It's cutting expense. It doesn't have to be
but
there.
I mean, they're getting someone in to do these anyway. So then it's a case of, in my mind.
While you're recording the lines for these guys, would you just mind doing these as well? Dum-de-dum-de-dum, an extra hour's work, and then you've got a secondary sound bank for another of the player character. I get it.
Either that.
But you're preaching to the choir, man.
Either that, or just get Nolan effing North. Because it's like, hey Nolan, we want you for a game. Yeah, sure. He is like the Malcolm McDowell of the gaming world. He is everywhere. It's like William Shatner, actually. There you go, Will Shatner, the guy who constantly working and never turns a job down. And that's Nolan North.
He's everywhere. But how did you? Never mind.
Yeah, I just imagine Nolan North turning up at game studios. He's just like, hey, you making a game? Me, voice, yeah. Let's do it.
I'm
I got my lines right here. It's like, how did you get those? Who let you in?
I'm waiting to see if you're going to do the other thing that really essentially breaks the whole stealth mechanic for me.
Which one?
Lean. You can go to a corner.
You mean the whole, like, you can lean around and no one will ever see you?
No one will ever see you, and you can, like, sit there leaning around the corner, lining up a pixel-perfect shot against some guy's head, like, the length of a street away. And nobody can see you, and you take the shot, and then you let go. You don't even have to let go of lean. You can stay there and watch them panic for the hilarity. It's just...
I forget to lean in so many games, and you may even get your wish. But this is another thing that irritates me right here, and this came up in the tutorial as well, when you're doing the hide-and-seek game, if you choose to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There, to me right now, isn't really much of an indication that I'm in stealth.
Yeah, what's the indication you are in stealth? I thought it was supposed to be the cursor, and the cursor explodes into red when you're in actively being, you know, and it hasn't done. Interesting.
See, like I was hiding up there, and I'd like to know if I'm actually, if I'm hidden from sight. Obviously, I was then.
Yeah.
But there's a moment out in the street. I'm not sure if I've already done it in this or if it's coming up. I think I've already done it, but there's a moment where I walk out and I don't have dark vision, which is a fantastic thing. And we'll get into those in a moment.
Yeah,
but I don't have dark vision, so I don't have the cones. So therefore I merrily wandered out and the guy instantly saw me. And he was like, that's my fault. I didn't have dark vision, but I would have like some sort of
being able to hear them to some degree, or
like either let me hear them, or give me the same abilities that you give them to like recognize that, or give me some indication that like things are not going quite well here. Like I like to some extent the minimalist nature of the UI and the information you're being given, because it does mean you have to pay attention more. In a stealth game, that's fantastic, but at the same time,
there's one crucial thing they forgot from that,
which is
a map of any description.
You're really irritated by that.
I had to resort to getting a pen and a notepad out, because there's a lot of the areas they're like,
I love that idea. Just you, and like you should keep a diary on the other side as well. It's like day 2. Have managed to find secret cellar under Granny's house. Not going to tell her. Using it for bodies.
Vast pile of bodies in the corner. Rats just devouring away.
That was one thing that, like, there's so many things around this game. I think that's going to be the statement I use the most. That's one thing. That's the statement I'm going to use the most in this video, which is, I'm now going to pick up a guy and try to put him down, and I throw him instead. It's like, why give me the option to pick and throw if you're just going to make the choice for me?
Yeah. Is it, do you press F to...
It's like, I think you...
drop and, click the button to throw or something?
Yeah, there you go. F to drop and left mouse. See, that was a drop. Right there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these guys died. I'm not sure how they died, but I'll do the right thing. I'll put the bodies down, steal the map. I'll put the bodies down, and I'll put this guy over on the couch. Okay, F. No. It's like, alright, let's try this again. F. No. It's like, why give me the option to... No, why give me the option to drop if you're not going to let me drop? It's like, no. So it's like, oh, bugger you then. And I think I just give up and throw him in a corner or something. But I love the fact that even though this is a stealth game, I mean, it's got, of course, the Deus Ex aspects and it's got the thief aspects. But the magic system in it, the beating heart for one, the fact that there's bone charms and the runes and the way the upgrade system works and all that wonderful, delicious, sweet upgradable chocolate. It's brilliant.
It's good, but the rest of the game has to work. That's the problem. I like the exploring stuff. I love Blink. I've got a Blink upgraded to 2. That was the first thing. All I've got is Blink.
Yeah,
and I
here you go.
something. I bought something else and then saved up to upgrade Blink. That was all I've done so far in the way of upgrades.
See, he saw me and then instantly was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
And then I end up with problems.
I'll say.
But it was like, well, there goes my stealth playthrough for the second time. But that's something that really interests me about this game, is the end mission screens. I love that kind of stuff. The Hitman and Thief and all those kind of wonderful, like, how well you did, how many guys you accidentally killed, how much gold you collected, how many times you were seen.
How much stuff you missed.
So
you want to go back and do it again just that bit better.
Yeah, so it does really appeal to the OCD in me.
Completionist nature, yeah.
But I mean, as I was saying, like, I love the bone charm system, I love the magic system, and to me it feels like the game has so much going for it. The one thing that irked me out of everything, the only thing that irked me to start with, was the art style.
Really?
Yeah, to me it looks a lot like TF2. I don't know why, and it's just the vibe I got. I just got the TF2E vibe. And then it's a case of, if you take a step back and actually look at the world as a whole, it's a beautiful world. And I got over it.
It's a very deep and rich world. There's a lot of lore in it. A lot of this stuff, like books.
Even art-wise, like, if you just take a step back, like, if you go up, right up close to something and look at it, like looking at that table, it's nice, but it's nothing fancy.
Yeah.
But it's like
detail
it's
in
like
the world,
Rage,
where a lot of the time has gone. The little things, you know, the radiators, the pipe work,
It's like Rage. That's the only game I can think of to compare it to now. It's Rage. Rage looks really pretty as long as you don't look too close. And that's what this feels like to me. It's like everything in this world, like this art style, right into the rat butt. Straight in the rat butt. That's how you possess things. It's just like invasive. But then I realised that rats can't open doors, so it's just like, what do as rat? Rats, what do? And it's just like, that's it. It's like, I can't do anything. So it's like, well, rats can't open doors. So, anyway, what's your final take on this then?
I'm going to give it another go on a higher difficulty and see what happens, but I'm guessing the stealth system's going to be just as erratic and simplistic. I think that's the problem. It's overly simplistic.
Really?
But yeah, I'm gonna give it another go and play through it and find as much of the lore as I can and explore, because that's what I'm enjoying about the game. But I can't see it getting more than one replay.
I think for you personally, what you should do is you should play more XCOM, give this a bit of time, and then come back to this, because this is a game that you need to sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
This is a game you need to sit down and let it grow on you, personally.
Yeah, sit and actually get immersed in the world. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But as a whole, I think this is a beautiful game when it comes to re-energizing the stealth genre. I think it's a fantastic change from the stealth games that we've got coming out and that we've had coming out recently, like Hitman and Splinter Cell and, all those kind of new age ones. I also, I'm in love with steampunk.
That's what I was going to say. I think the best thing about it is more the setting and the storyline aspects to it. It's not yet another fantasy RPG. It's not yet another sci-fi or space RPG. It's good. I like it. It's something new.
Things go wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to end badly.
I was trying to grab him and things went wrong and I ended up putting him through the cabinet. So then it's like, well, alright, I'll just use guns. So yeah, this footage is coming to an end, so we should wrap this up now. But I think it's a good game. I think if you're after a stealth game, or if you're after a game that's got a lot of story to it, this is good. And of course you've got the multiple ending. You've got the optional endings, like the two choices that you can go with. So yeah, you've got that wonderful thing there as well. So I like it. I honestly. And I'm now going to be overcome with guilt. So if you have any questions, queries, or comments, or you want to share your opinion, of course, leave it down below. And from myself and Xander, thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video. Now, things are going to go horribly here. And it's like, I can't remember. No, I don't shoot him. I stab him. And then it's like, right, okay, how can I end this? And it's like, I know. I have been horribly overcome by guilt. So there is only one thing that I can do. I accidentally killed an innocent person. I should take my own life. I was like, goodbye, cruel world. Peace.
In a while.